They told you Thoth was the god of writing, an ibis-headed deity from the Egyptian pantheon who scribbled notes for the other gods. They filed him away as a mythological bookkeeper, a curious but minor figure in a dead religion. But that is a lie so profound, so effective, that it has hidden the very operating system of reality from you for thousands of years. Thoth was not a god to be worshipped. He was a consciousness to be accessed. He was not a scribe who recorded history. He was the architect who wrote the laws of existence itself. His wisdom is the source code behind the illusion you call life. His teachings are the foundation of Hermeticism, the secret of alchemy, the blueprint of the Emerald Tablets. They buried the truth of Thoth because his knowledge does not create followers. It creates masters. It doesn't ask for faith. It demands gnosis, direct personal knowing. And in a world built to keep you obedient, distracted, and powerless, direct knowledge of the divine is the most dangerous contraband of all. You are not here by accident. You are guided to this moment by a restless part of your own soul, the part that knows there is more than you've been told, the part that yearns for the truth. That part of you is Thoth. He is the divine mind stirring within you, and today we will pull back the veil and reveal the full story of the Scribe of the gods, the master of magic, the timeless messenger who holds the keys to reality itself. To understand Thoth, you must first unlearn the concept of a god. Thoth, or Jehuti as the ancients knew him, was never seen as a being demanding worship. He was revered as a cosmic principle made manifest. The principle of divine thought, perfect measurement, and the flawless expression of consciousness into form. If the universe is a great mind, Thoth is its thought. He is the Logos, the divine word, the intelligence that brings order to the chaos of creation. This is why his power was never force or might. It was knowledge. Absolute, penetrating, world-shaping knowledge. His primary tool was Heka, the Egyptian word for magic. But Heka was not about casting spells and incantations in the way we think of them now. Heka is the fundamental power of divine utterance. It is the understanding that consciousness, through focused vibration, through words, symbols, and sounds, can structure energy into matter. Thoth did not just record reality, his words created it. He was the author of the cosmic software. This is why he was known as the master of hieroglyphs. The sacred carvings were not a simple alphabet. Each symbol was an ideogram of power, a visual mantra that contained the vibrational essence of the force it represented. To write the symbol for life was not just to describe it, it was to invoke it. This is a truth so potent that its echo survives in our own language. We speak of casting a spell, and the act of writing letters is spelling. Thoth understood this connection perfectly. He knew that language doesn't just reflect reality, it generates it. The story you tell shapes the world you see. This is the power they have hidden from you. They taught you that your words are meaningless, that your thoughts are just internal chatter. They wanted you to believe that reality is a fixed, external thing that you have no influence over. But Thoth teaches the opposite. He teaches that you are a scribe of your own existence. The inner narrator in your head, the one constantly defining who you are, what you're capable of, what the world is like. That is your inner Thoth at work. The question is, are you using that power consciously, or is it running on a default program written by a system that wants you to create a prison for yourself? Are you writing a story of limitation, or are you finally ready to pick up the pen and write a story of divinity? Thoth is the principle that reminds you that the pen has been in your hand all along. He is not a distant deity. He is the architect of mind, your mind, waiting for you to remember that the author of your life and the main character are one and the same. The greatest legacy of Thoth, the most condensed and powerful transmission of his wisdom, is not found in temple ruins or dusty scrolls. It is said to be contained within a single mysterious artifact that has haunted the minds of mystics, alchemists, and seekers for millennia. The Emerald Tablets. They are not a myth. They are a technology. A piece of spiritual software so advanced that it can upgrade the very operating system of human consciousness. The legends say that Thoth himself inscribed these tablets in an imperishable, emerald-like material, condensing the fundamental laws of the universe into a few short, cryptic lines. This was not a book to be read, but a device to be attuned to. To meditate upon the tablets, to speak their words, is to create a resonant field that can awaken dormant codes within your own energetic and biological structure. At the heart of the tablets lies the most famous axiom of all Hermetic wisdom. That which is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below, to perform the miracles of the one thing. This is not a poetic platitude. It is the fundamental physics of a holographic universe. It means that every single part of creation contains the blueprint of the whole. The atom mirrors the solar system. The spiral of a seashell mirrors the spiral of a galaxy. And your own consciousness mirrors the consciousness of the cosmos. As within, so without. This law is the ultimate key. It means you do not have to search the far reaches of space for the truth. You only have to look within. The entire universe is encoded inside you. The tablets also contain the secret of all true alchemy. The system has taught you that alchemy was a foolish, primitive attempt to turn lead into gold. This was a deliberate misdirection to hide the real truth. The lead was never a metal. The lead is your own dense, fearful, unconscious state of being. The gold is the awakened, illuminated, divine consciousness. And the tablets provide the formula for this transmutation. They teach that all things are simply vibration. The difference between fear and love, between ignorance and gnosis, between lead and gold, is merely a difference in frequency. By understanding and applying the laws of vibration, you can learn to raise your own frequency, to transmute the lead of your lower nature into the gold of your higher self. This is not positive thinking. This is spiritual science. And where does this transformation lead? The tablets speak of a mysterious, hidden realm, the halls of Amenti. This is not a physical place on or under the earth. It is a dimensional reality, a space outside of linear time where the great ascended masters, the children of light, reside. Thoth describes himself as a guide to Amenti, a gatekeeper. This is his cosmic classroom, an initiatory school for souls who have advanced far enough on the path to learn directly from the masters. It is the ultimate mystery school where the illusions of time and death are shattered and the soul learns its true eternal nature. The path to Amenti is not found on any map. It is a path of frequency. You can only enter when your own vibration matches the key to the gate. This is why the Emerald Tablets are so dangerous to the systems of control. They are a direct, personal roadmap to ascension. They do not require a priest, a church, or a savior. They require only a sincere seeker, a courageous heart, and a disciplined mind. The tablets are a living technology, waiting. They have survived every attempt to destroy or suppress them because their truth is not just written on a physical object. It is encoded into the very fabric of reality itself. And when a soul is ready to remember, The frequency of the tablets will call to it across time and space, whispering the same timeless truths. You are the microcosm. You hold the whole. And the path to the stars is, and always has been, within. The wisdom of Thoth did not die with the fading dynasties of Egypt. A consciousness so vast cannot be contained by a single culture or a single era. As the world shifted, as empires rose and fell, the intelligence of Thoth was reborn, veiled in a new form, speaking through a new voice. This is the origin of one of the most mysterious figures in all of Western esotericism, Hermes Trismegistus. The Greeks, upon encountering the profound wisdom of the Egyptian priesthood, recognized an undeniable parallel between their own god Hermes, the messenger, the guide of souls, the master of communication, and the Egyptian master of knowledge, Thoth. The syncretism was not a casual blending of myths. It was the recognition that they were looking at two faces of the same cosmic principle. And so, Thoth Hermes was born. He was given the epithet Trismegistus, meaning thrice great. Why? Because he was said to be the master of the three parts of the wisdom of the whole universe: alchemy, the transmutation of matter and self; astrology, the understanding of the correspondence between the macrocosm and the microcosm; and the urgy, the science of divine magic, of aligning one's will with the will of the divine to create change in reality. This title signifies mastery over the three worlds: the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. Hermes Trismegistus is the ultimate guide, the soul who can freely traverse all planes of existence, the bridge between humanity and the gods. This was not a new god. This was the continuation of an ancient, unbroken lineage of wisdom. The teachings of Thoth, once guarded in the secret chambers of Egyptian temples, were now translated into the philosophical language of the Greeks, giving birth to the body of knowledge we call Hermeticism. This lineage is the hidden thread that runs through all of Western mysticism. The wisdom of Thoth, veiled as Hermes, flowed into the Gnostic traditions, which taught that salvation comes from direct knowledge of the divine, not blind faith. It fueled the alchemist all of the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, who practiced the great work in secret laboratories, their work a prayer to the thrice great master. It formed the philosophical core of secret societies like the Rosicrucians and the Freemasons, their symbols and rituals all echoing the Hermetic laws of correspondence, vibration, and mentalism. The teachings were never lost. They just went underground, protected by those who understood their immense power, passed down in whispers from master to initiate. And then, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as humanity stood on the cusp of a new age of consciousness, a small anonymous book appeared, the Kybalion. This book, which claims to be a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece, was a modern revelation. It was not a new teaching. It was a powerful distillation, a key made for the modern mind. It took the ancient veiled principles of Thoth Hermes and laid them out with breathtaking clarity and simplicity in the form of the 7 Hermetic principles. The Kibbalion was a lifeline, a message from the ancient lineage sent forward in time to help guide those who would begin to awaken in a world drowning in materialism and ignorance. It was Thoth speaking again, in a new language, for a new era. This unbroken chain of wisdom proves that the truth can never be destroyed. It only changes its mask, it adapts, it survives. Whether you call him Thoth, the ibis-headed scribe, or Hermes Trismegistus, the master of the 3 worlds, or the anonymous authors of the Kibbalion, the intelligence is the same. It is the intelligence that teaches that the universe is mental, that you are a creator, that your mind is a tool of immense power, that you are not separate from the all. This is the timeless teaching, and it is the one truth that every system of control has sought to erase, because the student of Thoth, the true Hermeticist, needs no external authority. They have the source code. They know the laws. And a person who knows the laws of the game can no longer be a pawn in it. They become a player. If the teachings of Thoth offer a direct path to gnosis, to self-mastery, and to understanding the very fabric of reality, why aren't they taught in every school and celebrated in every temple? Why was this profound wisdom driven underground, demonized, and systematically erased from the official history of the world? The answer is a story of power, control, and the war that has been waged against your mind for centuries. The core threat of Thoth's wisdom is simple. It makes you sovereign. The Hermetic path is a path of direct, personal knowledge. It teaches you how to read the book of nature, how to master the forces within your own consciousness, how to connect with the divine mind without an intermediary. And a population of sovereign individuals who can think for themselves is the ultimate threat to any institution built on controlling the thoughts of others. The war on gnosis began in earnest with the burning of the great libraries, most famously the Library of Alexandria. This was not just a tragic casualty of war. It was a targeted assassination of knowledge. The Library of Alexandria was the greatest repository of ancient wisdom the world had ever known, containing hundreds of thousands of scrolls on philosophy, science, and the esoteric mysteries, including countless texts on Hermetic thought. Its destruction was an act of wiping the hard drive of humanity. It was an attempt to erase the operating manual for consciousness, leaving future generations to stumble in the dark. Who benefits from a world that has forgotten its own wisdom? Those who wish to write a new, simpler, more controllable story. And so, a new story was written. The age of gnosis was replaced by the age of blind faith. The complex, nuanced spiritual sciences of the ancient world were supplanted by rigid, dogmatic religions that demanded only one thing: belief without question. The Path of Thoth, which requires study, contemplation, discipline, and the courage to face reality as it is, was deemed heretical. The new systems offered an easier path. Simply believe what you are told, obey the rules, and you will be saved. The priest replaced the initiate. Dogma replaced knowledge. Fear of God replaced the quest to understand the mind of God. This shift was a masterstroke of psychological control, because a mind that has been trained to accept things on faith has been trained not to think critically. An unquestioning population is an obedient one, and Thoth himself had to be diminished. The vast cosmic principle of divine intelligence was reduced to a caricature. He was demoted to the role of a moon god because of his association with cycles and measurement, or simply a scribe, a divine secretary. This was a deliberate act of trivialization. By making him smaller, they made his wisdom seem less important. They took the architect of reality and turned him into a minor functionary. The message was clear. Do not look here for profound truths. This is just a myth. This is just a dead god from a dead religion. And for thousands of years, the world believed them. The war was waged on every front. The alchemists, who practiced the Thothian science of transmutation, were hunted as sorcerers. The Gnostics, who taught a path of inner revelation, were annihilated. The witches and wise women, who carried the remnants of the old earth wisdom, were burned. Anything that hinted at personal power, at direct knowledge, at a reality beyond the one sanctioned by the church and state, was targeted for destruction. This war is not over. It has simply changed its tactics. They no longer need to burn books when they can bury you in an avalanche of meaningless information. They no longer need to hunt heretics when they can simply label any dissenting thought as misinformation or conspiracy theory. They distract you with entertainment, divide you with politics, and numb you with consumption. The goal is the same: to keep your mind occupied with the trivial so that you never have the time, the energy, or the stillness to ask the great questions. To ensure that you never discover the incredible power that lies dormant within your own consciousness. They buried Thoth, not because he was false, but because he is eternally true. And his truth is a key that unlocks the prison door they have built around your mind. And despite all their efforts, that key has now found its way to you. The Path of Thoth is not a religion you join. It is a state of being you cultivate. It is the conscious decision to stop being a passive consumer of reality and to become an active, lifelong seeker of wisdom and truth. It is the path of the inner architect, the one who takes responsibility for the design of their own consciousness. So, how do you walk this path today, in a world designed to keep you asleep? You begin by mastering the tools of Thoth. The first tool is your mind. Thoth is the master of thought. To follow him is to begin the practice of observing your own mental processes without judgment. Meditation is not just about relaxation, it is about becoming the master of your inner kingdom. You learn to quiet the noise, to discern the signal from the static, to choose your thoughts with the same precision a scribe chooses his words. You realize your mind can be your greatest prison or your greatest palace. The choice is in who is wielding the power, your conditioned ego or your awakened awareness. The second tool is your language. Remember, words are magic. Spelling is a spell. Become conscious of the story you tell every day, both to others and to yourself. What words do you use to define your reality? Do you speak of lack, of struggle, of impossibility? Or do you speak of potential, of learning, of creation? The universe is listening to the vibration of your words and mirroring that reality back to you. To be a student of Thoth is to become a master of sacred language, to use your voice not to complain or condemn, but to affirm, to create, and to call forth the reality you choose to inhabit. The third tool is the study of patterns. Thoth is the master of measurement and order. He sees the divine geometry behind all of creation. You can learn to see this too. Study synchronicity in your life. Look for the repeating numbers, the chance encounters, the meaningful coincidences. They are not random. They are the language of the universe speaking to you, showing you that you are on the right path. Study sacred geometry, the flower of life, the Platonic solids, not as abstract concepts, but as the energetic blueprints of existence. See how these patterns repeat in nature, in art, in your own body. This trains your mind to see beyond the surface and recognize the divine architecture that underpins everything. To walk the path of Thoth is to dedicate your life to gnosis. It means you are never done learning. You read the hidden texts, the Kybalion, the Hermetica, the Gnostic Gospels. You study the lives of the great masters, but you do not worship them. You seek to understand the principles they embodied. You test everything against your own direct experience. The path of Thoth is not about accumulating information. It is about embodying wisdom. It is about living a life of such clarity, integrity, and conscious awareness that your very presence becomes an ordering force in a chaotic world. You become the scribe of your own life. You stop letting culture, media, or your past write your story. You pick up the divine pen yourself, and with a steady hand, you begin to write a new chapter, one of power, of purpose, and of unwavering connection to the truth. Thoth is not a god in a book from a long-dead civilization. He is the divine, questioning, pattern-seeking intelligence that is awakening in you right now. He is the part of you that has never been satisfied with the easy answers. The part of you that knows, with every fiber of your being, that there is something more. And the journey you are on is his journey. The quest for knowledge, the mastery of mind, the transformation of self. This is the timeless path of the scribe of the gods. If you are ready to walk this path in earnest, to receive the deeper teachings that cannot be shared openly, our newsletter, Insights Academy, was created for you. It is a private space for the dedicated seeker. Sign up with the link in the description. The wisdom of the ages is not lost. It is waiting for those who are ready to claim it. If this video resonated with you, let us know by commenting. I understood it.